Right, the next thing comes to preparing the environment to do Ruqyah in. There are two situations I want to talk about. Ruqyah upon yourself and other people, where the other person is the same gender or you are a mahram to them. There's no strange, it's not a man with a strange woman. A man with his wife, a man with his daughter, a man with his sister, or a man with another man. Or a sister with another sister, or a sister with her husband or her father. And this is the first situation. In this issue, the main thing we are concerned about is the patient's safety. Do not worry about yourself. It is very, very, very rare that you will get hurt. But the patient usually tries to hurt themselves. So make sure they are comfortable. Make sure if they faint, they're not going to fall and hit their head on something. Make sure there is not a kitchen knife within arm's reach or within the room in general. There are no things they can throw, because all of it, at times happens. At times happens. The biggest concern, and I repeat again, is the patient's own safety. They are much more likely to grab a knife and stab themselves than they are to grab a knife and stab you. Much more likely. So just make sure that the environment is safe. If they have a history and they're known to collapse and have a fit, make sure you can handle that. Make sure that you have them sat on the floor with a nice cushion around them where they are comfortable. Make sure that they're not in somewhere that they can kick out and kick against something hard, and they will damage themselves or make themselves bleed. Some of them will take their heads and bang their heads against the walls and things. So make sure the area is safe and comfortable to the best of your ability. Also make sure it's safe in terms of distractions. Last thing you want are the kids running around. Now, I don't think there's any danger to them, but it's not sensible, it's not practical when someone's unwell and you've got extra people around you, just milling around. Get rid of all the extra people. However, I do recommend that if you are able, you do Ruqyah with a partner, and if you're doing self-Ruqyah, you do it with someone else there in the room. You don't have to do that, but it's definitely best practice. Because it just means that there's one more person at hand to look after the situation, to help you out, to give you confidence. Shaitan preys on the lone sheep like the wolf. Try to have yourself another person around you. I always, did until now in Dubai because of the circumstances, but always I did Ruqyah with a partner. Because you just have somebody who can take over, correct your mistakes, read from the Mus'haf when you forget your ayah, just generally be around. If the person starts maybe fitting, they can help you to just keep them calm and control the situation. Just look around you and be sensible. Most cases, the person will not do anything. Don't worry. Most cases, nothing will happen. Nobody will jump up, nobody will scream, nobody will shout. But just in case it happens, be prepared. Because it's usually the times when you're not prepared that they're the worst. It happened to me recently, and it happens, right? It just happens. It happened to me recently in a situation where I just, wasn't following my own advice. I wasn't well prepared. I was look, most of them, they don't do anything. And this one turned out to be violent to the nth degree, So I got my beard pulled and I got a few, slaps and punches and whatever, and a good few kicks, and my various things thrown off of the desk and whatever. This is so rare that it happens in 1 in 100. It's very, very, very rare. But the point is, if you prepare for it, it's not even a big deal. Really, it's not like it's not like this is going to pick you up and throw you to the top of the seat. It's not a big deal. It's just somebody somebody getting a bit active. It's not a big deal. But when you don't prepare for it, that's when you get your phone thrown across the room and probably at you, and then then the person's running out of the door or running onto the balcony. We've had sadly cases of people trying to commit suicide. Just think about your environment before you start, and all of those problems go away. The balcony door is locked, the front door is locked, you're standing between the person and the door, so if they make a run for it, you're there and you're in control, they're safe, you're safe, the room is comfortable, there's nothing they can hurt themselves with. You've got a partner there, ideally, alhamdulillah. 99.999% of the time you don't have any problem with that. If you have sensible, and usually the only time I have a problem is when I don't follow my own rules.